Welcome to the Bendy Straw Stretch Routine. I'm Mr. Reddick, and we're going to go ahead and spend the next 18 minutes working on that flexibility of ours. Now, before we begin, I recommend having some pieces of equipment. First piece, you may need a band like so, or a shoestring. Second piece, you'll either need a medicine ball. Alright, again, these are recommendations. If you don't have them, that's okay. Let's go ahead and get started. The first stretch we have going on is a low dragon pose. So what you're going to do is take that right leg in front. You're going to place your weight on top of your leg and try to push your knee in front of your toes. Keep that heel on the ground and you're going to feel a big stretch in your calves. We will hold this low dragon pose for about 2 minutes. Alright, you're about halfway through this pose. We got 1 more minute left. See if you can get deeper into the stretch by taking deep breaths in. And slowly exhaling, trying to get lower into your stretches. Alright, it's time to switch sides. We're going to do a low dragon pose on our left leg now. So go ahead and bring that left leg up in front of you, kind of like a lunge. And again, from there, try to push your knee as far in front of your toes as you can while keeping your heel on the floor. It's really important that you stay flat-footed during this stretch. Again, we have 2 minutes. During these stretches, everyone, just be mindful that one side of your body might be tighter than the other, so no need to force yourself into certain depths that are uncomfortable. Just find a point that is comfortable for you and hold the pose there. Alright, 1 minute down. We have 1 minute left in this pose. Alright, moving into our next position. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Alright, this is known as our twisted lizard stretch. So you're going to place your right leg in front, and reaching back with your right arm, you're going to try to grab the top of your left foot. Just like so. And from there, you will twist your body. You're going to feel a big stretch in your hips and also in your groin. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes. A modification to this stretch would be to perform the regular lizard stretch. So you just place your right leg in front, making sure that your knees are behind your toes, and try to drop your arms or forearms to the floor. Refer to the video in the top right corner in case you are confused with the lizard pose. Another way to modify this stretch as well is to grab a medicine ball or something that you can lay on to make that lizard pose easier. Alright, again, we want to find a place where we can stretch comfortably, and just keep in mind that both sides will differ with regards to flexibility. We have about 1 minute left on this side. Again, focus on your breathing. Try to get lower into that stretch. Alright, go ahead and let that leg go if you're holding on to it. And it's time to switch sides. So go ahead and place your left leg in front. Alright, set up like you would for a regular lizard pose. And if you would like to make that even harder or more challenging, reach around with that left arm, grab that right foot, and try to bring your heel close to your backside. We're going to be in this position for another 2 minutes. If you find this pose too difficult to hold for the entire 2 minutes, feel free to let go of that back leg early and finish up the time with a regular lizard pose. We're 1 minute into this pose. We have 1 minute left. Alright, you can let that right leg go. We are done with that twisted lizard pose. feel free to put this video on pause, because one of the things that you're going to also need is maybe a glass of water or maybe some coffee, because we are officially taking a coffee break during this routine. Alright, why are we doing that? Because this is the way. Now that our little break is done, let's move on with the routine. Our next pose that we have going on is the child's pose. So you're going to place your hands out in front of you, turn those palms up, and try to touch your shoulders. Alright, you want to try to push those armpits to the floor. You're going to feel a big stretch in your upper back. We're going to be here for 1 minute. This is a really good pose to really focus on that breathing. By taking big inhales and slow exhales, you will feel your armpits get closer to the floor and feel a bigger stretch in that upper back. Alright, go ahead and ease out of that child's pose, and we will move on to our next pose. The next pose that we have going on is our saddle eagle pose. So you're going to sit on the tops of your feet, you're going to try to cross your right arm on top of your left, and you're going to try to clasp your hands together. If you're unable to clasp your hands together, that band or shoestring will come in handy. Alright, and what you will do is grab your band or shoestring and try to bring your hands as close together as you can. This will create a big stretch in your upper back and shoulder region. We're going to hold this for 1 minute. If holding the saddle pose gets tough with your feet, feel free to sit up on your toes as well. You could also stretch out your toes with this variation of the saddle as well. Go ahead and let that grip go, and we are finally switching sides. So now your left arm is going to be on top of your right, and you're going to try to bring those hands together with that left hand on top. If you're unable to clasp your hands together, then do like me, grab a shoestring or a band and grip that piece of equipment and try to bring your hands as close together as possible. Alright, we are going to be in this position again for 1 minute. Alright, go ahead and let that grip go, and we're going to move on to our next pose, which is the saddle archer. So have that right hand on top, alright, and that left hand will go underneath. You're going to try to clasp those hands together. If not, use the band just like I demonstrated, and we will be here for 1 minute. Alright, go ahead and let that grip go, and we will officially switch sides. We're moving into the last stretch of the day, guys. Alright, so bring that left arm up. Alright, and with that right arm, you're going to reach underneath. Alright, you're going to reach behind your back, and you're going to grab that band, or you're going to clasp your hands together. And you got 1 minute left for this routine, and then we are done. Alright, go ahead and let those hands go. We are officially done with the routine, everybody. Good job. Before we end, take another coffee or water break. Yes, another one. And we're taking that because this is the way. Alright, glad you guys got through this routine. We can finally enter the rebound position. Alright, you guys did great. Again, this is Mr. Reddick, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.